Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive with us.
Glad to be here.
Today we're diving into something that honestly might sound a little dry at first,
Yeah.
but trust me, it's super fascinating and actually really important for, well, just about everything.
Yes.
We're talking about the posterior chain.
The posterior
So
chain.
you know those muscles all along the back of your body.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, and it really is like the unsung hero, of our bodies.
Absolutely. It's not just about looking good,
Right.
though that is definitely a perk.
Yeah, for sure.
But this muscle group, it's the foundation for good posture, athletic performance.
Oh, yeah, and so much more.
You were even telling me before we started recording that it affects things like digestion and energy levels. Things you wouldn't normally think of when you think of muscles.
Not at all.
So before we get too far, I think it's important to define what we mean by posterior chain.
Right.
We're talking about a whole system of muscles that work together, right?
Yeah, it really is it's like a chain reaction.
Okay, I like it. A chain reaction of power and stability.
That's a good way to put it.
And it runs from head to toe.
Head to heels.
Head to heels.
Right.
Okay, so give me the rundown. What are the key players here?
All right, so up top we've got the trapezius and the rhomboids.
Okay.
And those are the muscles that really stabilize your shoulder blades.
Okay.
And, those impact how well you stand, how well you move.
And those are important, even if you're not like a gym rat.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh.
Even just simple everyday things like carrying groceries
Right.
or sitting at a desk for too long.
Oh, man. I feel that.
Yeah, they're constantly working.
Wow, so this is already I'm seeing the connection to everyday life.
Oh, yeah, it's all connected.
Okay, so then what about we've got the upper body. What about lower body?
Okay, so lower body, that's where the real powerhouses come in.
Okay.
We're talking gluteus maximus, the hamstrings, and the spinal erectors.
Those are big names.
They are.
So those all contribute to stability, power, and posture.
All of that. Yep.
Speaking of posture,
Yeah.
I feel like that's something we hear about all the time.
You
But
maybe don't totally get,
yeah,
what's the big deal?
it's more than just standing up straight.
Okay.
Good posture. It affects your circulation, your digestion, your breathing.
Wow.
It can even affect your mood and energy levels.
No way. I mean, I knew slouching was bad,
Right.
but I didn't realize it was that big of a deal.
It's a huge deal.
So what happens when our posture is bad?
Well, think about it this way. When your posture's off, your internal organs are getting compressed.
Oh.
Your breathing becomes shallow. Your muscles are having to work overtime just to keep you upright.
That sounds exhausting.
Yeah, it is. It's not efficient.
Okay, so then when your posterior chain is strong and your posture is aligned, then what?
That everything just works better.
Okay.
Your body can actually focus on, those other important things.
Okay.
Like digestion.
Right.
Getting oxygen to your muscles.
So it's not just about vanity.
This is crucial for our health.
Exactly. It's crucial.
So it's mind-blowing to me. And it's interesting because a lot of this stuff that we're talking about, it ties into what Sean talks about in his book, Zero Fitness Fucks.
Yes, absolutely.
That book was so good.
It's a great book.
It really changed my perspective on a lot of things.
Yeah.
He's all about functional fitness, right?
Exactly. So
exercise that actually applies to real life.
makes sense.
Not just looking good.
Right.
So, and a strong posterior chain, that's going to be essential for that.
Absolutely. It helps you move with ease and power in just everyday situations.
Yeah.
Like lifting heavy boxes or even just walking with confidence.
It's so true. And I remember Sean saying something in the book about how we've become so disconnected from our bodies in modern life.
Oh, he's so right. And, we spend hours hunched over computers and phones.
Yes.
And that just weakens our posterior chain and
Whoa.
throws our posture totally out of whack.
It's we've forgotten how to move naturally.
Yeah, we have in a way.
And that's where strengthening the posterior chain comes in.
Exactly. It's about reclaiming that natural strength and mobility.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's we're rediscovering the power of this often overlooked muscle group.
We are.
This is making so much sense.
Okay.
So how do we actually strengthen it?
Well, that's a great question. And, there are tons of effective exercises that you can do.
Okay, well, let's dive into that after a quick break.
Sounds good.
We'll be right back.
All right, so we're back and ready to talk about how we can actually strengthen this posterior chain.
Yes, let's get into it.
Yeah.
I am ready to unlock the power of my back.
Yeah, it's actually not as complicated as you might think.
Okay.
There are so many effective exercises you can do.
Okay, so give me the goods. What are the best moves for building a strong posterior chain?
Well, you can't go wrong with those classic compound exercises like
Yeah, man.
squats, deadlifts, and rows.
Okay, so I've definitely heard of those, but I'm always like a little intimidated.
Like I'm going to hurt myself if I do them wrong.
That's a valid concern,
Yeah.
and that's why it's so important to have proper form.
Okay.
But that's also what makes those exercises so effective.
Okay, how so?
Well, they're working multiple muscle groups at the same time,
Oh, I see.
so you're getting a lot of bang for your buck.
So it's worth taking the time to like really learn how to do them right.
Absolutely, and that's where a qualified fitness professional can be so helpful.
Okay.
They can like assess your needs, create a program just for you.
Right.
Make sure you're using proper technique.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe I do need to find a good trainer.
Yeah,
I think I need someone to like show me the ropes.
it's a great investment, especially if you're new to this kind of training or if you have any old injuries.
Right. That makes sense.
Yeah.
But for those of us who maybe can't afford a trainer right now, what are some things we can do on our own?
Well, there are so many good resources out there, online libraries.
Yeah.
You can find instructional videos, exercise guides,
Oh, really?
even entire workout programs,
Wow.
all focused on strengthening the posterior chain.
Any tips on finding like reputable sources?
Yeah, for sure. Look for stuff that's backed by, certified fitness professionals,
Okay.
reputable organizations,
Mm-hmm.
and always start slowly, listen to your body, and don't be afraid to modify things.
Yeah. That's good advice. I think sometimes I get caught up in like wanting to do everything perfectly, and then I just end up not doing anything at all.
I think we all do that, and that's something that Sean talks about a lot in Zero Fitness FucX, ditching that perfectionism
Oh, yeah.
and just focusing on, like, doing something.
Right, just move your body.
Exactly.
He's all about making fitness like accessible and enjoyable.
Totally. No more, like, punishing yourself at the gym.
Right.
It should feel good.
I love that. And it's so important to remember consistency is key.
Oh, it is.
You don't have to like spend hours at the gym every day to see results.
Nope, not at all. Even a few minutes, can make a huge difference.
Yeah.
Okay, that's encouraging to hear because I can definitely commit to a few minutes a day.
Right. And think about it. Those few minutes, they can have a ripple effect on your whole day.
Oh, so
You have more energy, more confidence.
Yeah.
You'll feel better able to handle whatever comes your way.
I love that perspective.
Yeah,
It's not just about the physical benefits, it's like mental and emotional too.
exactly. It's all connected.
Okay, so we've talked about the exercises,
Mhm.
we've talked about, finding good resources.
Mhm.
What else is there to know about strengthening the posterior chain? All right, so we are back and feeling good, ready to strengthen this posterior chain.
I know. I'm excited.
Yeah, me too. It's like we've unlocked this, like, secret code
Mm-hmm.
to better health.
Totally.
Who knew that these muscles were so important?
Right. Like it's so easy to overlook them.
Yeah, they're literally behind us.
Exactly.
Out of sight, out of mind.
But as we've been saying, ignoring them can cause problems.
Yeah, for sure. So where do we go from here?
Well, that's the big question, right?
Yeah, like if someone's listening to this
Mm-hmm.
and they're like, okay, I'm ready to do this.
Yeah.
What are like the first steps?
First and foremost, listen to your body.
Okay.
Don't go too crazy too fast.
That's good advice because I've definitely been there,
We all have.
done too much, and then been sore and discouraged.
Yeah, it's much better to start slowly
Right.
and build up your strength over time.
So maybe start with like those basic exercises we talked about.
Exactly. Squats, deadlifts, rows.
Okay, and just focus on form, even if you can only do a few.
Yes, exactly. Quality over quantity, for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And of course, if you're not sure about your form,
Mm-hmm.
it's always a good idea to talk to a trainer.
Absolutely. They can help
So
you so much.
It's an investment in your health.
It is.
And then, of course, there's all those resources online and in libraries.
Oh, yeah. So much good stuff out there.
So many options for learning.
So many.
And I think it's important to remember, what Sean says in his book,
Oh, yeah.
ditch that all or nothing mentality.
Yes. Such good advice.
Fitness doesn't have to be about like crazy workouts.
Right.
And, crazy diets.
Yeah.
It's about finding what works for you.
Exactly. Make it sustainable.
Make it sustainable.
Yeah, so you can actually stick with it.
I love that approach.
Me too.
It's about taking control of your health.
And celebrating what our bodies can do.
I love that. Well, I think we covered a lot of ground today.
Yeah, we did.
We talked about the anatomy. We talked about the benefits. We talked about how to actually strengthen these muscles.
You did. And we busted some myths along the way
Yeah.
about posture and fitness in general.
Hopefully this inspired everyone listening
Mhm.
to pay more attention to their back.
I hope so.
So if you're feeling motivated to start your own posterior chain journey,
Mm-hmm.
remember, start slow,
Mm.
listen to your body, and most importantly,
Yeah.
Have fun.
Have fun.
This has been such an eye-opening deep dive.
Yeah.
I am walking away with a whole new appreciation for my back.
Yeah, me too. It's amazing how something so seemingly simple
Right.
can make such a big difference in our health.
Well said. Well, thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the posterior chain.
Of course. My pleasure.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep.
I love that. Keep diving deep.
See you on the next deep dive.